watched American Idol with my grandparents pretty much as like from as young of an age as I can remember. My grandparents always loved like singing type of shows, and back then I do believe American Idol was the only one that they had, but they loved it and we always watched it together. And through watching other people sing, I realized that I wanted to sing too, and I, very quickly ended up realizing that that was what I wanted to do, and that never changed. It wasn't like some silly little dream that I was gonna outgrow, which maybe at one point, I'm sure at one point everybody thought it was going to be real, but I still very much so want to be a singer. And like, I'm not necessarily talking about like Kelly Clarkson level, you know what I mean, like mainstream artist type of thing, but I want to be a singer in whatever way I can be a singer, even if that's just like being a local artist. Like, I just want to be able to perform for people, and I am a good singer, but I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of technical issues with my voice that I need to work on. I need to get a voice teacher, vocal coach. I mean, I was seeing a vocal coach over the summer for like a month. Oh my god, it was a disaster though. Like, more nuanced, I guess, compared to that, because even in the 2000s and stuff, there was shows that had, you know, gay characters, but bisexual on the other hand. The only thing I can think of is Grey's Anatomy, and which brings me to Callie from Grey's Anatomy, the bi icon, the reason that I was able to accept myself and everything. Love her. She did a phenomenal job with playing, or the actress who played her, they use they, them pronouns now. They did a phenomenal job playing Callie. But Arizona, on the other hand, don't get me started on Arizona. Arizona was a lesbian, she wasn't bi, but girl had issues, like, don't even get me started. Also, I don't like Addison. Every single person in the Grey's Anatomy fandom comes at me for saying I don't like Addison, but here's the thing, okay? I am a very straightforward and honest person, and I'm also very loyal. I'm not going to, you know, like, what I'm trying to say is, if you do something, right, if you do something that pisses me off or hurts me or anything like that, I'm not going to, you know, be manipulative or vindictive about it and do things behind your back to cope with it. I'm gonna try and communicate with you, right? Addison was not the type of character that did that. One can argue that none of them did, but we're talking about to like a pathological level. Like, this woman, I've never seen anyone like victim blame themselves so much in my entire life. Or not victim blame, victimize, sorry. It was always this poor, pitiful me type of thing, and it wasn't even the fact that she did that on its own, it's the things that she thought was justifiable. Like, okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a very brief, like, backstory, I guess. So Addison was married to Derek Shepherd, which was one of the main characters, who ultimately ended up with the other main character, who is Meredith Grey. But anyway, he was married to Addison back in New York before he moved to Seattle, which is where Grey's Anatomy takes place. But they didn't get into why they broke up and everything until like season 2. But anyway, they were married for 10 or 11 years and together for longer than that. They were pretty much together from the time that they were teenagers, like going into med school, you know, 18, 19-year-olds going into med school, to, you know, well-established, world-renowned surgeons in their mid-30s. So, they were together for a really long time. This girl had an affair with Derek's best friend, Mark Sloan, which, amazing character, by the way, which, I guess, okay, I probably shouldn't be saying that because he was a part of the problem too, but, like, that's a whole different story. She had an affair with his best friend, slept with him in their bed, but it wasn't just one time, like, she had an affair. She was sleeping with him constantly, and they were, like, having a full-on secret relationship, and she tells him, when he finally catches them, she tells him that it was only one time, and she sticks with that story that it was only one time, and never misses with him, and she chases him, and she convinces him to stay with her and all these different things, all while never admitting the truth. And then, you know, she ended up, Addison actually, there's a spin-off of Grey's Anatomy called Private Practice that is actually starring Addison, and she's just even more unlikable in Private Practice than she is in Grey's Anatomy, in my opinion, because she literally went as far as having an emotional affair, which I say emotional affair because she didn't technically sleep with him, although I'm just gonna call it an affair because she kissed him and she almost did sleep with him, with her patient's husband. Let me repeat that, okay? Her patient's husband. She's an OBGYN, technically. Like, TV logic doesn't make any sense. Technically, she is a fetal surgeon, but she mostly takes care of meant to be viewed as a villain, and she wasn't meant to be viewed as the good guy. It was a take it as you will type of, she was a take it as you will kind of character, you know what I mean? But I think that, you know, people are just manipulated by her character, I guess, because she does have a very, like, charismatic personality and everything, but I don't even know if I can, like, this sounds so judgmental, but for me to be able to genuinely fully trust someone who is convinced Addison is a good person, I don't think I could. I don't think I could. Like, if you love her for, like, an entertainment aspect, you know, like, fine, good for you. Like, I will agree that she was arguably the most, like, captivating character in the Grey's Anatomy universe. But to say you think she's a good person, if you think somebody who has done things like that is a good person, like, if they grow and they learn from it, that's one thing, but I don't feel like she never even acknowledged that what she did was genuinely wrong in order for me to believe that she, you know, grew and learned from it and, you know, didn't make those mistakes again. You know what I mean? Like, if you do something bad and you never take accountability for it, and you think that you're taking accountability for it, but you're really only making excuses for it, like, that's not, there's no growth within that. Sorry, that was way too detailed of an answer. I don't know how I got on that, but I could make an entire video talking about why I don't understand why everybody loves Addison, and I'm probably gonna lose subscribers for this, but I don't get it. I mean, it's just a TV show. I feel like people get so angry and pressed when you don't agree with their opinion about a fictional character, and it's like, come on. Like, I'm not offending your best friend. I'm not offending your mom, your dad. Like, you don't know this person personally. Why are you getting so offended? But anyway, I get, okay, so number five. I love to write poetry. I've only been writing poetry for about 2 years, but the funny thing is I actually started writing poetry. Like, my journey to writing poetry actually started with me writing fanfiction. Guys, this is insane. But I wrote now it's not like anything smutty or anything like that. I never wrote any, like, not suited for work fanfiction, but not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying I didn't write it. I couldn't write it. Like, I'm not good at that kind of thing. But I wrote a Grey's Anatomy fanfiction, which still is not completed, by the way, but it was in, like, it was an alternate universe type of storyline, and I wrote it between, like, mid-2020 and early 2021, and it is now up to 73,000 views on Wattpad. 73,000 views on Wattpad, which, okay, I know that might not seem like much from a general standpoint, but you're talking about somebody, like, that's another thing. I have always struggled with English, not like speaking English, but like the subject of English, punctuation, you know, things like that. I've always struggled with English, and I worked really hard the last few years before I graduated high school to really get on track with, you know, reading, writing, comprehension, all of that. And so it was just really validating for me to get that many, like, reads, because that showed me that, like, I wasn't as bad as I thought I was, you know what I mean? I have no desire to write fanfiction anymore, but I don't know, I just find it kind of funny that, like, you know, my serious writing, like, started off as, like, a goofy fanfiction that I literally, I posted it as, like, a social experiment. Like, I didn't even think people were gonna read it. So, it's crazy. watch dramas. I don't watch sci-fis. I don't watch thrillers. I don't watch action adventures. Like, literally, I am extremely picky when it comes to TV. So if you knew how picky I was, like, it would make sense that I've never watched a Marvel movie. But yeah, it is kind of embarrassing though, because like everybody's watched at least one Marvel movie, but I haven't. Okay, this one's actually kind of funny, but like cute at the same time. Number seven. Does anybody remember Juju Soul from Playhouse Disney? If you're a 2000s kid, then you probably do. Well, if you watched Disney, but I actually met the cast of well, to say the cast sounds weird because it was only two people, but I don't remember their names. It was the girl and the guy. They were both adults, obviously. But I met them, and oh my god, I almost died. Like, it almost makes me want to cry thinking about it, because I've never really met any celebrities since then. I met Asher Angel in 2019, I think, but like, I'm not a fan of Asher Angel. Like, he's a modern Disney, like, out of my generation Disney star, and it was a very, very brief interaction, so like, I don't know, it counts, but I mean, like, it. The healthcare is bad. Like, don't even get me started. Sorry, I don't know why I did all that. But yeah, so I want to move to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I want to move in like a suburb area of Pittsburgh. There's many, many reasons why I want to move to Pittsburgh, but just the East Coast in general, that is like the region that I want to live in. Cooler climate, better healthcare. I think the East Coast is also more progressive than the Midwest. Just better opportunities in general. Like, there really isn't much here, not in the entire Midwest region, but in my state. But like, I don't have no desire to stay in the Midwest forever, you know what I mean? Like, I want to move to the East Coast. Which brings me to number 9. My dream vacation is New York City, baby. New York City, New York City, New York City. I wanted to go to New York City for my 21st birthday, but nobody has any idea. Like, why am I saying nobody has any idea? Y'all probably know, like, vacations are hella expensive, and also another thing is I can't fly. Like, I can't fly on a plane. Why am I doing this? I can't fly on a plane for medical reasons. And I also get really bad panic attacks and I get claustrophobic. So, like, it's a recipe for disaster. Like, no, I am not getting on a plane. I don't need to get on a plane. I don't think any doctor would agree with me getting on a plane. So, you know, it's from where I live, it is a pretty long drive from here to New York. So, you know, like, the cost of gas, you know, food, all the amenities you need, you know, you have to be prepared for if something medical does happen, because, you know, that is a long drive and that is far away from home. So it's really complicated. It's not really just about money though. Like, there's a lot of different reasons that we can't go to New York right now, but I'm not gonna get into that. So that is number 9, I do believe. Number 9. And okay, number 10. What can I add for number 10? Oh yeah, if I didn't do singing, literally, like, I'm not healthy enough to be working a full-time job, or really, you know, a job at all, unless it was something at home, or like something that didn't involve, like, you know, having to move around a lot. That makes me sound so lazy, but genuinely, like, I have a lot of health issues. But anyway, I would love